Yeah, I remember another part, another part of the dream. If I can try and remember as best I can, uh, I was talking to somebody that was an old high school friend of somebody. Seemed like, but I can't remember who. But it was distinctively someone, but I can't remember who. And I was talking, you know what I'm saying, but I was talking about God, and I was just talking normal, you know what I mean, like normal, like my normal speech patterns, as far as what I'm saying, like I curse sometimes or whatever. God know me. God know me, man. This stuff be so funny, but you know what I mean. Like it ain't to some people it's pretty serious, but to me, like me and God's relationship, like he know me, I know him. He know where I come from. He has my whole dynamics. You know what I'm saying? He know I don't mean no harm if I'm cursing while I'm talking about God and things like that. You know what I mean? I don't mean no harm. You know what I'm saying? But so I was doing this, so I was talking to my friend, and he was like, uh, I said something about God, but I had also said a curse word, just in regular speech pattern. And he was like, how can you be using the Lord's name in vain? And I was like, what? I was like, nah, man. I was like, and then I was going, he asked me a question, and I was like, nah. I was like, nah, I'm not using the Lord's name in vain. I'm talking about the God. I'm talking about God, genuinely, and that I love Him and stuff. I'm trying to explain it to him, but he on the tip of he can't hear me at all. All he can hear is as soon as I said like one curse word. You know what I'm saying? He was like done. You know what I mean? Like he was done. He was like, nah, nope, nope, nah, you using the Lord's name in vain. You saying a curse word while you talking about the Lord. Uh, you can't do that and this and that. And I'm like, man, say, man, I be down for God, down for God, like hardcore down for God. You know what I mean? So, and sometimes I do say curse words and this and that, but that really to me does not uh, make the message lose its power. You understand? It's still like, if anything, to me personally, it should show you that it really is from God, because the dreams and stuff and all those kind of things are really quite holy, and the subject matter and things like of that nature are extremely holy. So, you know, and from a godly mind, if you would think about it, if you look at the dreams, quite a few of them, most of them are linked and talking about God in some kind of way. So, basically, man, I feel bad for those who won't be able to be fed by my ministry because they're too conservative, possibly, or too legalistic. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? And that's cool, you know what I mean? Y'all got y'all preachers. I'm sure God has preachers and prophets, whatever, people for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That don't curse, don't do none of that, none of that cursing, none of the, you know, and they show you a real good person up there every Sunday or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They show you a real good example up there. Every Sunday, and you don't get to see what they struggle with. They won't tell you, and it's not a problem. I don't feel like I don't feel like the pulpit. I don't feel like when you go to church and you a preacher like that. I really don't feel like that's the time to sit up and tell the whole congregation all of your faults and problems anyway. So I feel like it's not that they're hiding it from anybody or anything. It's just like just that's not the time to do it. The time that you have on Sunday services to give the Bible testimony, you know what I'm saying, and read the Bible to the congregation and explain it and teach, you know what I mean, and bless people and stuff like that. My ministry is not in a pulpit or a church. My ministry is different. My ministry is more of a testimony. Like I have to give my personal testimony in my dreams. You understand? Like so, I mean, in my life, in my testimony, I have to give my personal stuff going on. I have to give y'all my testimony. So mine is a different style of teaching, preaching, prophesying, and things like that. I'm not doing it in front of a whole Sunday congregation, and I'm only got 2 hours to get my message conveyed. Can't really tell y'all about me. Can't really give y'all my personal testimonies. I wouldn't be able to unless y'all came and had a meeting with me or something. If I was a preacher or something like that in the church. But with this, y'all are able to see my flaws a lot better. You get to know me better personally, who I am, what I struggle with, what I'm strong at, uh, how I think, and you just get a full blown testimony of everything. I feel like it's more helpful, and maybe more people can relate. You know what I'm saying? Instead of looking at that guy up there, who a lot of people feel looking up at the guy on Sunday who is preaching and teaching on Sundays at the church. A lot of people in the congregation are looking at him like he has no problems, or really he has not many flaws, like he's higher up amongst us. You know what I'm saying? Like, no way that we're living a better standard than he's living, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? When in actuality, that possibly is not true. Definitely, most likely, he has problems. That preacher has problems. That preacher, has things he struggles with, or she, whatever, has problems that they struggle with, seeing in their life, things like that. So, it's not always easy, to get up and do what you do. But what I'm saying is just my style of preaching is different. It's different. It's cool with me because I can just be myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saving people with just being myself. Is it hard to reveal myself to the world? Yes, definitely is not an easy thing. I give y'all quite a bit of personal things that are going on in my life. My dreams are very, very personal because they're a guide to my life and a guide for other people's lives. You know what I mean? So I got to be that guy who prophesying. I was listening to Ezekiel. Well, I was listening to this guy preaching. It's Richard Ellis, I believe, and I think he preaching in Frisco. Been listening to him for years on the radio. But he was saying he was preaching on the dead bones in Ezekiel. I can't remember, man. Ezekiel 33, 34, maybe chapter 33, 34. I can't remember. But it's about the valley of the dead bones. The valley of the dry bones, dead bones, whatever, and God had put him in a vision or a dream. God had put Ezekiel, the prophet, in a dream or a vision, because that's how he talks to his prophets. His prophets. Look at Numbers chapter 12, I believe, but that's how he talks to his prophets. Job chapter 33, dreams. God opens people's ears, reveals to them what they're to do here. This is a common thing. What I'm saying about my dreams and stuff it's biblical. It's not going against the Bible. That's what the prophets and a lot of people got dreams, man. It's a whole bunch through the whole Bible. People are dreaming, man. That's how one way God talks to a lot of people, and definitely through the prophets, He talks to them through night visions and dreams and all those kind of things, day visions, all that, whatever. So in Ezekiel, with Ezekiel's vision and what God was showing him was that he was on a place. I don't know if it was a boat or a ship. I think if I can recall, he was on the ship, and there was all these bones. You know what I mean? All these bones, just a whole bunch of skeleton bones. You know what I mean? And God talked to him. He said, God talked to him and God asked Ezekiel. Now I want y'all to see a common theme if y'all follow and listen. If you see how God talks to me in my dreams, He asks me all kinds of questions and stuff too, and different things. He giving instructions. So He was doing this with Ezekiel as well, and He was like, he asked him when Ezekiel saw all these bones and everything. God was like, can these bones live again? And I believe Ezekiel's response was, You know, Lord, I don't know, but you know. And God gave Ezekiel the instructions to God gave Ezekiel the instructions to save those to speak to these bones. He said, prophesy to these bones, prophesy to these bones, and basically he was saying, prophesy to these bones, speak to these bones, and they'll come alive again. You know what I mean? They'll come back to life. And so Ezekiel said, yes, Lord, and he spoke to the bones. He spoke to the bones, and the bones began to grow flesh, and uh, and form a body again. You know what I mean? Muscle tissue, all that, formed all that. And then God said, uh, I guess he said, can they, they need, well, something about, man, basically he had to breathe life into them, like, like he did, God had to breathe life into them. You know what I'm saying? Like the prophet built them up, basically. He built the people up. You know what I mean? He gave them life again. He started giving them like they were dead. You know what I'm saying? There's people out here, y'all, that are walking around, but they're really dead. They're really walking bones. You feel me? Like they're spiritually dead. You know what I mean? And and so Ezekiel spoke to those people. You know what I mean? But like I say, a dream is always symbolic. So that's why I say it's bones and stuff like that. Just like my dreams be meaning literal stuff, but they're symbolic in the language. So he spoke to the bones. The bones grew flesh, all that stuff, and God breathed the breath. He breathed his breath in these people, and they came back to life. So what I'm saying is, I'm still learning about my gift and about my prophetic gift or whatever. But it is very obvious in the Word of God that prophets are given authority or power to raise the dead back to life with their words. Uh, so all of this stuff, and the thing is like you'll speak. Like I think he speak. I don't know if everything just happened immediately. You know what I mean? Like you may think nothing is happening when I'm speaking. Sometimes people like, oh, a lot of times I have no clue what this impact is having on y'all. I have no clue. You know what I'm saying? I know that people are tuning in. You know what I mean? I know that people are watching for sure. But exactly what it's doing for people, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because nobody really comments, nobody really says stuff too much. I just see that y'all are watching and listening. And y'all doing a good job, man. Y'all doing a good job. Any of y'all ever want to holler at me, I'm approachable. You can talk to me at any time. But yeah, so God has to put the finishing touches on it. You know what I mean? But you speak when we speak, it's prophets and teachers and all of those things. But he said prophesy to those bones. So we're just specifically talking about prophets. When prophets, when they speaking, they bringing life. All these words coming out of my mouth right now are bringing life. You know what I'm saying? To somebody out in the world, somebody. And I'm not gonna suppress that. I'm never gonna be that clean cut guy that I can't say never. Let me not never say never, okay? Right now, I just am not that guy who's not going to be saying curse words, not going to be doing those kind of things like that, man. I'm just real. I just want to show a real person to y'all, and that's part of it. I could have easily got on here and told y'all, and showed y'all a dude in a suit praising the Lord all the time, no curse words, no none of that. You know what I mean? And present no struggle. And and tell y'all this is what y'all have to be, and this is what y'all have to live up to. When in actuality, when I would be leaving, because that would be a show for y'all, because I'm not like that. So I'm not perfect like that. So I would be giving a show, and then after the show, I would be going home and doing whatever the hell I do. And I don't feel like that's right. You know what I'm saying? If you right, then be right. But if you're not right, then show you not fully right. So the people won't think that you higher than what you are. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. But I love y'all, man. Just want to holler at y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace.